Hi everyone, welcome to our first week of the school year for Check It Out. I'm going to recommend titles for you to learn from, connect with, and explore. This week's title is Dissenter on the Bench, Ruth Bader Ginsburg's Life and Work. This book is by Victoria Ortiz. It is a nonfiction book. It is a biography about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. It's very short, so not super long, and it even has some pictures about that showcase her life and an appendix, so you can see her little picture. But I love this book because of the way that it's told. It's not just a biography. You could pick up any book about Ruth Bader Ginsburg and learn about who she is. This book actually intersperses some of the landmark cases in her history that showcase who she is as a person and where she stands on certain issues. So that's what I really like about this. It starts out with a case that made its way all the way to the Supreme Court, which is where Ruth Bader Ginsburg is now. She's a justice on the Supreme Court. And then it kind of follows her career in a myriad of ways. As a young lawyer, as a federal judge in Washington, D.C., and then finally as a justice on the Supreme Court. I love a lot of different things about this book. I love learning about her family. I liked learning how she became a mother and a wife and how she kept her law career going, and how she talked about case law with her husband, Marty Ginsburg. And I really loved learning about her friendship with Antonin Scalia, another justice, a late justice on the Supreme Court who unfortunately passed away a few years ago. They were the best of friends, even though they had very different opinions on things. They were on opposite sides of the spectrum. And even though they could disagree on a lot of different issues, they were still really good friends and they respected each other, and they would even go on vacations together and things. So there's even an opera written about them, which is something I didn't realize. They both loved opera, and so there was an opera written about their relationship based on their opinions, which I think is fascinating. I love the way this book is written. I think it's very easy to follow. It's well written. So I would encourage you to pick it up. The themes of the book are perseverance, because she had to work really hard to get to where she is, and turning gender roles on their heads. In a lot of ways, she really flipped the traditional norms of gender roles. So I thought that was really interesting. So I want to talk about other read-alike books about strong women. My first one is 80 Days. It is by Matthew Goodman, and it is about two women, actually, who blazed a trail in journalism. Nellie Bly and Elizabeth Brislin. They each took a alternate route around the world, trying to travel the whole world in 80 days and then writing about their experience. And it even became a kind of sensationalized race. So you kind of don't know who's going to win while you're reading it. But it's really exciting, a really fun book, really interesting to learn about these two women. And Courage to Soar by Simone Biles. I think she's a fascinating person. She's a gymnast, if you're not sure. And her story is amazing. She has a great story to tell. So with that, I hope you found something to book up your week. Thanks, everyone.